Warning. What you are about to see and hear is for entertainment purposes only. The opinions expressed on the show are our opinions and do not reflect the views of BTW21 or its staff. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel and Chad.
God is looking for someone real. People are looking for something real. Just be real. Welcome back to the Be Real, the podcast with Peckerhead. Your host,
the chicken.
The chicken is Peckerhead. Well, we still ain't named him yet. Paul Farrar named him Peckerhead, so I enjoyed that.
It might stick. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. Until we get a better name for the chicken. Peckerhead.
Okay, I thought you were calling me that because I'm Chad.
No, absolutely not. No, Daniel Lewis
and we're here.
Chad Hudson.
Hello.
Yes, we are here with two gentlemen that have they're reshaping Collinsville and Martinsville.
I like what they're doing.
They have purchased, or I'll let them tell it because I don't know the full story of it because this is just Be Real. But they have got into a business here, especially in Kernersville, especially in Collinsville, which we've all known as Sportlanes for years and years and years. And I believe it's Bola Barbecue now. How do you say that?
Still Sportlanes.
It's still Sportlanes. Oh, my Lord. It's still Sportlanes.
We've got a separate restaurant, Barbecue.
Barbecue, yeah. There you go. Barbecue.
Wait.
See, I'm going to tear that off.
So it's another restaurant or it's a restaurant in
It's
that
a restaurant
building?
within the Sportlanes, within the bowling.
Well, let's introduce them and then we'll talk about that.
There you go. Let them figure it out because I have no idea. So, Mr. Will Pearson and David Pearson, right?
What's up, y'all?
David Dalton.
David
Dalton? I'm sorry.
They said they were brothers, but they were just kind of joking.
We're brothers from another mother.
There we go. There we go. That's us right here. So good to have y'all on the show. Greatly appreciate you. I've been back and forth with Tammy. She couldn't make it tonight, which is totally understandable. But good to have both of y'all, and I wanted to get you back on here because this man right here, we've seen him several times, well, at least a couple times over there at the
several times
over at Wild Mags. They have open mic, and this guy can sing and play the guitar like, dude, I was all up into it. I was like stopping everybody else. I was like, just let him play.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
But we'll get that. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
now
That's
he's
another
a
day.
server and a bartender for
General
you.
manager.
He's
General
he's
manager.
manager. Yes.
Manager.
Yep.
Manager.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, you have one heck of an employee there.
Right. Dedicated.
He's a partner, not an employee.
Okay.
That's great.
Hey,
That's right.
That's
hey,
great.
That's great to have.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what brings two of us back. I know there's more that'll bring back, but when you have somebody that's dedicated, they love their job, or they love what they're doing, and they're dedicated to that customer, you can go in there. It might be a little expensive. I mean, I'm not saying it is expensive. I mean, it's today's standards.
Just eating out.
You have great food. You're eating out, but then you have that person that goes above and beyond more than instead of just, hey, here's your sandwich, or how you doing this afternoon? What do you want? I mean, he really has a conversation with you as much as you want to.
Explains the meal that you're going to have.
Right,
explains
right.
the drink you're going to
He's
have.
always want to get
and
something
then when
different.
you're eating, he gets up and plays the guitar. I'm like, all right, and sings. That's great.
Wow.
So how did he explain that drink that you were telling me about?
The Alaskan duck fart.
Alaskan duck fart.
I just wanted to see if you would say it.
Well, I said, I had three of those.
Yeah, we've had three.
You've made one for me, and then your wife made one for
Yeah,
me.
she tried.
She tried. She did not have the technique that he
Yeah.
had, so you got to teach her that, Tammy.
Yeah, I got to teach her how to layer.
So we
I
brought
said,
Tammy.
I actually have a picture of this, and when I showed her the picture, she goes, he used a spoon. That's what it is. He used a spoon. I did
my
not
trick.
use a spoon.
But we talk about you guys like just family, but you kind of are in there. You know, you
You got it.
got to have that. You have an excellent partner. I didn't realize that it was that close, but to have people like that work for you or work with you, is priceless.
And you know,
It is.
for the guest experience to be right, you got to be a family to take care of the people.
Amen.
right.
Yeah, especially Martinsville and Henry County, Patrick County, all these places, it really helps out. But tell us a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, David. Just where'd you start out at? Where was you born? Let's do that.
We go way back.
Yeah, so I'm from Patrick County. I was born and raised there.
You're from Patrick County?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. I was born and raised in Patrick Springs. Went to Patrick County High School and everything. I took a part-time job at Shindig, or it used to be Shindig, just bartending on the side.
Right.
And I was working in Patrick County for about 10 years and found out that I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was decent at it. And so I was like, well, let's see what
year,
happens.
What year did you graduate, Patrick County?
2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, young dude.
2010.
Right. Young dude.
Now that I got 2 kids that went to high school at that time too. I think they graduated in 2012 and 13.
Really?
So
Probably knows.
I'm aging myself. But so anyway, you're from Patrick County. Not only are you from Patrick County, but you're from Patrick Springs, and that's where I'm from. I'm
Yep,
from.
me too.
I live down in Santa Claus Lane.
Yeah, so you're right
sure
near
you know
where I
that.
grew up. Yeah, I'm off
Really?
Salem Church, where I was raised for about 8
Really?
years. Yeah.
That's great to know.
Yeah.
Santa Claus lives in Patrick Springs.
He did.
Well, he did for a while.
Mr. Walker.
I'll tell you a quick story. My parents actually bought the house that I live in now, and they bought that back in early 80s, and it was just numbers at that time. 653. That was a Route 653. Everything was numbered. Didn't have names.
Right.
And my stepfather, he didn't like Christmas. Well, I take that back. It appeared that he didn't like Christmas. He was always bah humbug, or the Scrooge, or something like that. But he was the most heart-filled guy you would ever meet in your life. It was just an act. But my aunt called him up and is like, because he still lives up in Connecticut. He goes, "You wouldn't believe what they named your street." He goes, "What? What are you talking about?" Santa Claus Lane. I mean, for all the names that it very well could have
Right,
been, Santa
right.
Claus
Boom.
Lane was it.
Boom.
So our driveway goes up we got about 100 acres up there, and our driveway goes back. The house is in the middle of it. So they made a sign, Scrooge Lane, and that's where it is. But yeah, so Patrick County, really,
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
that is really cool.
Right. Very cool. So, Will, tell us a little bit about your background, man. If you would.
I grew up in Martinsville,
Really?
and I did.
I figured you for Yankee or something, but you grew up in Martinsville.
I grew up in Martinsville when I was.
Them are
saying-
fighting words,
No.
aren't they? I mean, what?
I mean, I started off when I came back to Martinsville at Sportlanes, and the funny thing is, when I was a kid, I was in Cub Scouts and we were bowling, and I dropped a bowling ball on my toe and broke my toe right
Oh,
there,
man.
right on lane 18.
Wow.
So now
you've
you-
loved it
Now
ever
I'm there
since.
every day.
now you own the place that you busted your toe. That's great. That is great.
That is great. So
Yep,
what you
yep.
got? What
So-
I mean,
So I've
Yeah.
been at Sportlanes since 1996.
really?
My old partner was Charles White.
Okay.
He got run over coming back from Bike Week. Yep, unfortunately, greatest guy ever.
Right.
In 2008, opened Magnolia,
yeah.
and we've kind of want to do the gastropub kind of thing, offer exceptional food,
Very
stuff
exceptional, delicious.
Thank you. Stuff not coming out of bags, frozen,
Right.
except for the waffle fries. We don't make those.
Oh, those are good too.
And we've kind of evolved, and then COVID came and things got crazy. And David had been with us before COVID, and
I think COVID really affected restaurants more than probably anything else. To be honest with you, I mean, it just really closed them down. Daniel and I would go out to try to get a hot dog and a beer or something, and we were eating them in the parking lot with a styrofoam cup.
Oh, yeah.
It was
The
weird.
restaurant, they really attacked the restaurants. I think.
Very strange.
while Magnolia did pretty good, when you could only have to go, we have all that patio space. So
Yes.
we give people a to-go box. They just go sit on the patio.
Right.
That's good.
You could get away with that. That's good. I mean, you can't get away. I mean, I'm just saying you wouldn't get away with, but
So now you opened up Wild Mags. What was it a restaurant before you guys opened
Duffers,
it?
right?
It was a restaurant
see,
called,
I-
Duffers. It was called Duffers, and
Duffers.
it closed for a short period.
Okay.
And we kind of
So it was in 2008, or it probably closed in
About
2007, somewhere around in
Yep.
there.
We remodeled, blew out the back wall, expanded. Came
Yeah,
with the
I've
whole-
noticed. Yeah, the expansion.
Yeah, there's a lot of the restaurant that I don't know. Like I was telling you before the show, my wife is going to have our 8th child here in just 4 weeks. So there wasn't a lot of eating out. You know, we
What kind of a car do you put all that family in to go
well,
somewhere?
that's funny that you
Just
say
on his
that.
back, on his
It's
bike.
funny that right. The bike's ready.
Van.
No, we have a Suburban, and I thought to myself, okay, I got a 4-bedroom house, 2-bathroom. It's not huge, but it's big. It's a big house. I got a Suburban that fits 8 people, and I'm outgrown it. So I don't know what to do at this point because we've moved rooms around. People are up on bunk beds now. It looks like a small submarine. And then we get in a vehicle, and it's hilarious. I love doing this. I love pulling up in a Walmart and letting one kid get out, and then another kid get out, and then another kid get out, and then another. And you see the people parked beside us going,
Good Lord.
what the heck's going on there? And they just keep on piling out. So what I'm going to have to do is take my Suburban, and it's a 20.
It's nice.
It's a 2020 Suburban. It's a new Suburban. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to take out the captain chairs that they have in the back and put a bench in there.
Put another one in
And
there.
I probably have to weld it because it's not room enough for it or something. We're going to have to adjust somehow. But
You know, when my kids were younger, we had 3 kids and 2 parents in the Suburban.
yeah,
A couple dogs and cats and a turtle.
it's enough.
and we didn't stop at the restaurant they wanted. We could kind of hold our own.
Right.
But, you could have complete mutiny.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It is. I'm going down with the ship.
They could overtake that Suburban.
I'm going down with the ship. That's right. Mutiny in the Suburban. That's great.
So let's go back to this thing. So David had been working for us part-time quite a while. We became pretty good friends, and then we realized we were brothers with a different mother, and
Yeah.
so he came on full-time, and we've really been taking it new levels. We started doing brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. We were doing late-night breakfast on Friday and Saturday nights. We kind of got away from that, and we're now
Are you talking about both places?
No, at Wild Magnolia.
Wild Magnolia.
Right.
So now you're
Just to
solely
clarify.
at Wild Mags, or you go over to the
He's
sports-
everywhere now.
Yeah, I work at both places now.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
He caught the disease.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Right.
He's
He's,
in.
he's wanting
You
to
got
make
it.
it work, and that's great. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
just want to see success. I mean, that's
Yes.
you know,
Right.
and I want to see.
Especially
I
in
want
this
people to be
area.
happy. You know, I mean,
Exactly.
especially around this area. You know, people want a place to enjoy.
Well,
Yes.
the
You know-
2 places that we're talking about, we have audience that are outside the area that watch us, but we also have a lot of people that are from the area.
Mm-hmm.
These 2 places that you're talking about are extremely well known.
Yeah.
They're not just a hole in the wall places. These
Right.
places that we are talking about, these 2 Sportlanes and Wild Mags, are well known and a staple into the community here
Yeah.
that we
Especially
that we live
Sportlanes.
in.
It's
Right.
been there for a long, long, long time.
And now Daniel and I, we've been to Wild Mags several times, and we've been to Sportlanes a few
quite
times,
a few times.
with the rides, the motorcycle rides that y'all have and,
Yeah.
and are part of. The toy run,
Yeah.
Big
Toy
Boy
run.
Toy Run, I think ends there. And what I really enjoyed is back in I don't know if you owned it then. I'm sure you just said the date, and I just blew it off the top of my head.
96.
96.
Wow.
So back then, I remember going in there, and there was the pool tables. There was a bar area, and then you had the lanes back there. But now when I go there, you guys got smoker. There's a whole smoke section where you're smoking meat, and there's outside seating, and you've redesigned the room there where there's tables down by the bar, and
Right.
it's just
The
I didn't
barbecue area
realize.
has really impressed me. I
Oh,
didn't
I love
realize
the
it
smell.
either.
I
Yes.
get hungry every time I
Yes.
drive by.
Outside
Oh,
seating
man.
next to where they cook the barbecue.
Right.
If you want to go a little bit, elaborate just a little bit more on that, if you would. I mean, when did the barbecue come into effect? Because I kind of remember, but I don't know what year it was.
So, before COVID, it was called Sportlanes and a Roadhouse.
Right.
And it was the crazy place. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But, we were open late night back then, 2:00 in the morning. And we decided it's time to, like Dave was talking about, doing more of what the community needed.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out, we wanted to go to a specific restaurant venue, not just snack bar for the bowling alley.
Right,
So
right.
I had COVID back there when you had to lock yourself in a room for 2 weeks and all that
Oh,
in the
Lord.
early days. And
Oof.
so I made it my job to figure out how to do barbecue. I mean, I've barbecued and smoked my whole life, but
Right.
I really wanted to figure it out.
Venture out to make
right.
it a business.
So, 18 hours a day for 2 weeks, I sat in the room and
Wow.
learned
Figured it out.
and I figured out the right kind of smoker to get. So I got on the waiting list, got it made,
Wow.
and we started making barbecue for Wild Magnolia. And then we did a little bit of barbecue there at Sportlanes for a while.
Yeah.
And then, about a year ago?
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
We opened barbecue, and we're starting off light. We started doing just pulled pork and a little bit of chickens and wings.
Yeah.
And we're expanding ribs, brisket coming soon. Wild Magnolia uses a lot of our pork.
Okay, great.
Really?
So
I know that we lost a really big, huge staple here in Martinsville with Dixie Pig, Frisk Barbecue. And that kind of cut back a lot on the barbecue selection you got Checkered Pig, but Checkered Pig come later. Frisk Barbecue been around here since, oh my God, probably the 40s or 50s. I think
Oh my
coming
gosh,
here in the 50s. It was a staple.
I mean, when I was a kid,
Right.
we ate there.
Yes, me too.
Those onion rings. And,
Oh
and
man, the
you know-
fries, the home cut fries. I mean, it just the whole thing made the meal.
Right. Well, very few people have good ideas. So,
Mm-hmm.
I copied their French fry idea, and we do.
Really
And at Sportlanes for 20 some years, we've
made those
made
things.
those same fries that they've had. We kind of
And that's just great because a lot of these bowling alleys, they just have a snack rack. You could grab some chips or something that
Right.
you might want, but
Drink your
you
beer.
guys are
Salt.
little salt. I like a little salt when I'm drinking some beer.
Get you some salt.
And we're not trying to be the barbecue restaurant like Dixie Pig was, or like
Right,
Checkered
right,
Pig.
right,
I mean, I love Checkered Pig. We eat there all the time.
Yeah,
and
me too. It's good
it-
stuff.
it's great stuff. Great
It
people.
is, it is.
But we're trying to do something different. We do a full flavored barbecue, more like you would see it, at the competitions or on TV.
Right.
We put tons of rub on it, tons of flavoring,
Man.
tons of smoke. And then we have sauces. We do regional sauces from Kansas City style, the different North Carolina styles, South Carolina
Wow.
gold with mustard base, Alabama white.
Man, really?
We do a Jamaican jerk, which was my old business partner Charles White. Their housekeeper down in the Florida Keys was from Jamaica, and it was her family recipe.
Really?
And we do
That's
that.
So
exciting.
you bring that in from
So-
Florida, yeah. Well, actually from
Jamaica,
yeah,
that's right.
Jamaica. It's crazy.
And we hand make the sauces, and
Wow.
we're just trying to take it to a different level. We're not trying to replace any barbecue
Oh, no, no,
restaurant,
no, no.
and
Just make it
it's
an option.
Trying to be something different, and
Right.
But I'll tell you, our Henry County sauce is based off something very similar to what they served at Dixie Pig.
Really?
And
now you're gonna have
Is that
to, I'm going down there this evening.
Is that a vinegar base? Is that what they use?
It is
It's
vinegar.
kind of a medium
Yeah, it's
vinegar
a
base.
middle vinegar based. Yeah, they used to buy that by the quart over there.
I think they made it.
Yeah, made it
Oh,
by
you
the
can
quart.
start.
Yeah, you could buy it by the quart. We never did because we just enjoyed going there, and then all of a sudden it's closed, and I was like, "Son of
It's
a
sad, isn't it?
gun!" I mean, I've been going there since I was 9, I guess 8, 9 years old. Dad been going there for years when it was a little white building, and Dan Frith, I believe, built the brick building where it's sitting at now. And I just couldn't believe it. We went by there and it was closed, and I was like, "What in the world?" I mean, it's some of the best barbecue. Sauce makes the barbecue, because I've eat Kansas City barbecue in Kansas. I've eat Florida barbecue at Sonny's. Went to Danville to Sweet Ann's or Sweet Sue's or whatever it is. We drove 72 miles to go to Lexington barbecue. I mean, just every place, and that was my absolute favorite place just because of the sauce.
Well,
the sauce made that. I mean, I can taste it now. And it's kind of like when you go to Arby's, it's got
Just
that
calm
Arby's
down
sauce.
because I'm getting
Right.
No disrespect in any way. The sauce at most places makes barbecue. But if you got flavor in your barbecue,
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's true too.
Yeah.
That is
No,
true.
and I
totally
agree with
that.
you.
I do.
Katie,
if it's not dry, you don't need as much sauce.
Right, right.
Katie, my wife,
Got that flavor.
she pulls some pork that her father taught her how to do, and those things are priceless. When your dad's taught you what your dad used to do, what your dad used to do,
Right.
And like you said, I don't add sauce to hers.
Yeah.
She's got enough seasoning.
If you can eat it without the sauce,
juicy enough.
Yeah.
So
if you can eat it without the sauce, but if you got a good sauce, I'd say right now my favorite barbecue place, and I have not tried any of your sauces. I apologize, and not been down there. But Schuler's,
getting a fight now.
Schuler's,
We're just going to fight over this
let's
because
do it.
I guarantee you they got some good stuff.
Oh,
over
I
there.
know. Schuler's in Lotta, South Carolina. If you're going toward Myrtle Beach, as we used to do in the back of the day, they got a place called Schuler's that's only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It might be open Sunday. I don't think so. But man, they have a barbecue buffet, and the sauce, and even I don't even like you said. You don't if it's a good barbecue and it's been cooked for a long time, you don't even need the sauce to go with it.
Schuler's
but then
is very good.
Oh God, I would drive 300 miles one way just to get that stuff.
Lord,
love
I've
it.
never had
Me
that.
and my wife love it. I mean, it's absolute. Well, the biscuits make it. They can make the homemade biscuits. They got the macaroni and cheese. I don't want to talk about another place, but I mean, it's hard to beat that place that I've been so many different other places that eat barbecue. Right. And then I have these other people that hear me say that, and they're like, "You ever tried blah 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 over on the North Carolina coast?" No, I've not, but I will. And I want to try it right here in our hometown.
Right.
So I want to get down there and try it out. Especially since you're talking about it's making my mouth water, so we definitely got to go do that.
You know,
Man.
the whole barbecue thing, we looked at it as an art, and we wanted to be the best at it. We wanted to be original and creative.
Right.
And,
it is an art,
and
yeah.
we wanted to paint our own picture of barbecue, and that's exactly what we did at Wild Magnolia. I mean, we've got some signature dishes and cocktails. We we don't want bartenders. We want people who, it's the art of the cocktail.
Right.
And David trains everybody to make these drinks. They're
do a good
amazing.
job, man.
Thank you.
I mean, you have to try one of his smoked old fashions. It's incredible.
Hey.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I just created it on the new drink menu. I created a new grapefruit maple smoked old fashioned.
Really?
Yeah, it's very unique. Got a good flavors combination.
That
It has
sounds seriously
I'm
unique.
looking for a bag back there. Maybe you brought some
We
with
could have
you.
had some samples up here, man. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll bring some samples.
No.
But
We'll come
Yes,
and do
please,
it. We'll
please,
come and do
please.
it. We'll come and do it, man. Greatly appreciate
we've
it.
got some changes coming. I'm not talk about them all right now. And the whole idea of the change, it was David's idea. And,
Really?
And one thing that I think that makes us special is, we celebrate people's ideas. And
Yes.
I mean, our Daytona chicken sandwich, that was one of the people who worked there's idea.
Freaking delicious.
And
Oh, that's so good.
it's
That's the one I got right.
one of the best
Hey,
sandwiches
I
ever.
tell you,
It's
I own a
great.
business, and that I admire what you're saying and what you're doing there. Don't just have employees come in and but if you have people that come in and really care, bring ideas to it, and then that family atmosphere is what
That's
you're
how you
talking
grow.
about and how you grow.
That's how you
Absolutely.
grow, man. It's crazy. I love it.
We got an amazing crew over there too. They work so hard, and I couldn't ask for better people to work
do
with.
have good people.
They help me out as much as I help them. I mean, it's fun.
That's
Makes
awesome,
the job
man.
a lot easier.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome stuff. So tell us a little bit more about yourself, if you don't mind. How you get into the Sportlanes business? You can go back into the 90s here, or I
Well,
guess early 90s.
My old business partner, Charles White.
All right.
He was my best friend. We rode bikes together. We met riding bikes. And he convinced me to come back to Martinsville. And
Where were you then, if you don't mind?
Right, that was the second time you said back to Martinsville.
Yeah.
I left to go to school. And then after
Okay.
college, I was here for a very short period, kind of in between, getting started.
Gotcha.
And I moved all around. I lived in Richmond for a while.
Trying it out.
Yeah, that's right. Different places in North Carolina. The job I was with moved me all over the place.
Gotcha.
And at the time I was in Greensboro, and Charles found out that the guys that were at Sportlanes were tired of it. They weren't getting along. They were ready to move on.
Yeah.
So we came in, and Charles kind of
Just you and him.
he orchestrated the whole thing, got us in there, and so it became Sportlanes, and we started the 10 Pin Cafe, and
Really?
then the Ten Pin Cafe / Roadhouse I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then
I remember when that kind of started up, the Ten Pin Cafe.
But it was like there's a dividing line in memory. In the restaurant business, there's the days before COVID, and then there's post-COVID, and so everything's different.
Kind of mesh up.
We're trying to reinvent things. It's really tough. And,
right.
Food cost is up 60-70%. I mean, go to the grocery store and buy a pack of chicken.
Right.
Right. So I noticed that with my family that, I go to the store now and it's $400 instead of $200. How do you do that at the restaurant? You still have to buy all these ingredients. You still have to buy how do you
still pay for the help?
Right. But your cost, your prices for your meals have remained still low. So how are you managing that?
We haven't increased anything like a lot of restaurants have, and we just keep control, keep track of portioning, train people well, and we deal with that every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And good service makes a difference.
And
that brings people back.
It does,
especially locally.
Staying out of politics.
Yes. Amen to that one.
Right. But labor costs, they're
right.
I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just different than it was.
It is major.
You can't double minimum wage and double food costs and expect food price to go up 20%.
Right.
It's a different world.
It is. It's crazy.
We got the 2 minutes. That's what that was. I mean, we got 2 minutes to halftime.
All right.
I got the middle finger.
Yeah, that's how fast it goes. We've already talked for half an hour.
I got the middle finger. I think you got too, didn't you?
No, she gave me the peace sign.
That was after she looked at me. She was just like, and then she gave you this, but she went like that. Started out with.
So do you guys always have that bowling pin here, or did you put that there to make you feel at home?
No, it's always there. We had Leon. He's a good friend of ours. Owns what was it formerly up there, right above the chin.
I can't remember what it's called. It's over there. Tequilas now.
Yeah, and he was working on tequilas over there. It used to be Druid Lanes.
That guy was interesting. We talked to him for a little bit, and he brought us into a closet, and I got a little nervous there at first, but then he started breaking out old blueprints and old things from when they made the road that came down there through Collinsville, and for not being a born American.
Right,
he had a lot of American heritage
and
in
loves
that closet,
and proud of it,
and proud of it. So
yeah,
that was interesting to have out there.
Yep, he invited us out there actually before the grand opening. We had like a little private dinner or whatever, and then we went over there, and he was just like, "Are everything good?" And I said, "Man, I hate to ask you, but I'd like one thing." And you give me this much. You're paying for my meal. You've been doing all this stuff for us, being really good to us. And I said, I would love, because we used to bowl there. My family, my dad, my mom, and my sister back in the 80s. And I said, do you have any old bowling pins? He said, let's go. So we went back there in the back, and he's like, any of these you want, you can have, because we can't use them anymore. They're tore all to pieces. And I said, that's exactly what I want, something that's tore up. And I said, can you tell me this is from the 80s? So I don't know if we ever hit this with a ball or not, but somebody's been hitting it with a damn ball. Yeah. And he said, you can have it, brother. And I said, well, thank you, man. It means a lot to me.
I live right around the corner from the old Druid Lanes.
Oh, really?
And then, of course, Magnolia is right up the hill. And,
right.
I've looked at that building for so long, just sitting there empty and dead. And
yes, long time.
It's fantastic that somebody's repurposed it.
I'm so grateful,
And, so you drive by, and there's cars there, and there's energy, and I mean, it's been
and to go to the extreme he did. I mean, it still looks like you walk up and you can still go up the steps, which you can go to the side too. But you go up the steps, and we used to always walk in that little walkway. And he's redone it with the NASCAR, and then you walk up, and then he's got the 29 or 19 seat bar, and then all the. It was both sides back then that they had the bowling alley, but now they got a whole big Mexican restaurant over here. Then they got the bowling alley over here. It's just a really unique experience to have a bowling alley and a Mexican restaurant.
It's kind of brought new life to Magnolia. I mean,
it is.
It's more business.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's really cool.
But I will tell you this, and I'm not. I don't know. Well, I guess I'm being prejudiced. Your guys' bias, not prejudice, bias. Your guys' steak does theirs. I ordered a steak from them, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
half chewed.
Just half.
Well, they're a Mexican restaurant.
This Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
Maybe
Do
it was
not
supposed to
order-
be chewed already.
Yeah, you do
I
not
don't
order
know.
a
But you guys
American
put out a great steak.
They do.
And,
I got a
Wild
picture of it.
Mags and Sportlanes. We'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. We'll talk about. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Thank you. And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Be Real, the podcast. We're your host again, Daniel Lewis, Brother Chad Hudson.
Hello.
Yeah. And we, if you want to hit that subscribe button, you just heard it. We greatly appreciate that. We're not looking for monetary donations. We're just looking
Any
to,
donations.
Well, any donations that you have.
Unless you have some shine, then you could donate.
If you're in Patrick County, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Donate that.
And
We'll
some
leave
shine.
that. We'll leave that alone. Anyways, name our cock, and you could win
That's
a free
Peckerhead.
dinner. Oh, we haven't named him yet.
We have not named him yet, but so far his
You guys
name
got
is
a name?
Peckerhead.
I like
Have you thought of
Peckerhead.
it?
You like
I do
Peckerhead
too,
works.
man. Yeah, Paul Farrar, Chef Paul Farrar named him Peckerhead. And in honor of Chef Paul Farrar.
I thought he was calling Daniel a peckerhead.
I think that's what he was, and I kind of redirected it to the dang chicken with the giblet,
Yeah.
because I was messing with the
He,
giblets
he
or
likes
something.
playing with his little waddles there. That's kind of gross.
You mother. So anyway,
That's really gross.
you just heard it during the half. If you'd like to subscribe to us, I'd greatly appreciate it. It's got nothing to do with money right now. What it is algorithm. So if you like it, or if you comment under it, or if you subscribe to us, or share it, it goes to other people. So it really helps us out a whole lot. Not looking to make any money off of it. I'm greatly appreciative of Boyce Holland Veterinary Services for sponsoring us. They are located in Stewart, Virginia, provide immaculate veterinary service care.
For years.
I could be biased because he owns the place, but what it is, I have 3 Chihuahuas for people that don't know, and they have been looking after my Chihuahuas for over 11 years now. I've got an 11-year-old Chihuahua, 10-year-old Chiweenie, and a 2-year-old Chorky. Yes. And then,
you
of
should
course,
see this dog.
yeah.
He's
I
got
didn't even know this
sideburns. He's got hair coming out of nowhere.
He does, man. He's a good kid, man. I thoroughly enjoy him. I'm missing him right now, but we'll get back out there. But also pet transport, and it doesn't have to do with Boyce Holland Veterinary Services. If you need pet transport to any veterinary service within our region, that is Franklin County, Henry County, Patrick County, some of us, and you can explain it better.
Tomorrow morning we'll be down in Eden picking up a dog.
Eden, okay, North Carolina.
So
Right.
we started a business. I was sitting in my office, and I saw a gentleman getting dragged across the parking lot by a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
It was this German Shepherd at the house or at the farm there. Dog does what he wants to do, but there in public, this guy was 75 years old, and it was all he could to hold that dog across.
Right.
Well, later that night, I was at the local Walmart up there in Stewart, and he was buying a 5-pound, or I don't know, 2.5 pound, 5 pound bag of dog food. And I was looking at that, and I knew he had a German Shepherd. I was like, what is he doing? How's he going to feed
eat
that
that in a week.
Right? How's he going to feed that big old dog like that with a 5 pound bag of dog food?
That's all he could carry,
And
probably.
that's what the cashier said. The cashier
Man.
said he comes in every other day, and he buys that bag of dog food because that's all he could carry.
Wow. Man.
So my wife at home, with nothing to do with all those kids,
Katie Tree.
little Katie, we started up a business that went around and will bring your dog to the veterinarian clinic for you if you can't handle your animal.
Yeah.
And it's not just to my veterinary clinic; it's to anyone.
Any.
It's anywhere you want to go,
Not
we'll take you there.
exclusive to Boyce Holland.
But anyways, I don't want to talk about us too much, even though it is grateful, appreciated. Let's talk about
Shoot, I
Wild
appreciate
Mags
it,
a
man.
little bit more, and let's talk about, or I keep on saying Wild Mags because that's the short-term lingo. And I notice every time you say it, you say Wild Magnolias. That's the name, right?
That's the name.
That's what I'm going to try to. What are you doing? Oh, that's a dang old tick.
It is. Just got it off of me. Did you get him?
Yep.
Burn him up or eat him.
And Sportslane, can you eat ticks?
I don't know. Can you?
Possums do.
City birds.
Look at him. He's wide open.
Huh?
Probably not a good idea to eat one. Don't do what
You got it. Wrong camera. Wrong camera. Wrong camera.
I didn't need it. It's
Oh,
on my
God.
hand.
Oh,
I'm
you
looking
did.
for a lighter.
Is it?
Anyways, and Sports Lanes.
Burn him.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about Sports Lanes. That's a great place.
Right. It is.
Well, at Mags, we have a really cool Thursday coming. It starts this Thursday. We have the Griffin Haley Band, every Thursday from 8 to 11. If you don't know him, he's a legend in this area for music, super talented guy.
I think he played it. Was that the same guy that played at Locke's funeral we had for him online?
Long hair.
Griffin?
Yeah.
Griffin does sound familiar.
It does. It does. What was his name again?
Griffin Haley.
Griffin Haley.
I
I
think
think
it
that's the
was.
same guy.
Oh, we got to get out there. then.
Yeah.
Yo,
2020,
He's
yeah.
incredible. I mean, this is
Yeah.
probably one of the best blues shows I've ever seen.
I think that's
He
the
played-
same guy that was Locke's friend, and we had like just a little memorial for him on Locke Boys
When he
after he
passed?
passed away about a couple weeks on Facebook. And Griffin Haley showed up and played a couple
That
of
is him.
songs. I believe it is Griffin
Yeah,
Haley.
his band is amazing. I mean, they're so talented. So
Huh.
they're going to be our new house band every Thursday from 8 to 11.
Oh,
And
we're
they're-
going to have to check that
Wow.
out.
Yeah, and the even cooler thing we're going to do with that is they're going to start bringing a featured musician with them.
Really?
So they'll have, every once in a while, have a fourth play with them and jam out and do their music, and they'll play behind them and have a good time. So it's going to be a really
yeah.
good show. We're even in talks of bringing a magician in between the shows and doing
That's
like a
my
full show.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
Well, Mike the Magician's amazing. He's
Mike
New
the
York
Magician.
trained.
Really?
He's been doing it for 50 years. I don't know,
Yeah.
something crazy.
Oh, that's when
and
they're
he
good.
does it all over the area. He was blowing our minds Saturday night when he was drinking, having a good time, and showing us a bunch of cool tricks.
Right.
So, yeah, I think we're gonna try to have him out in between the sets
Cool,
and doing
man.
a couple magic shows and stuff
Yeah.
too. So it's gonna be a really cool Thursday nights.
You know, for someone that has as much talent as you do, because I've heard you play and sing, for you to promote somebody with that much enthusiasm, I'm excited about going over there and checking it out. So
Right.
that's Thursdays.
Yeah, I mean it's the closest thing you can get to going to a concert is watching his band play.
Right.
I mean it's incredible. I mean I was working and I about stopped what I was doing just to watch. I mean it's
Right.
that good.
You know, what I like about going to these restaurants that have these open mics or have these shows is that there's good food too. You know, you could go to a concert somewhere and you're left, oh, let's go to the Waffle House when we're
Starving
done.
to
Or let's go.
death.
So when you're there, you're watching a great show, you're listening to some great music.
Dinner and a
But then
show.
you have this menu that's just outstanding. That's
Right.
just amazing.
Right.
Amazing
Right.
food. And amazing
How do you feel
drinks.
about that, though?
Oh,
So you
well,
just
I'm
you
still-
kind of just give it to him and he blows your mind, or
Because he does mine. I want to hire him. You're about to lose an employee, but I'm a hey, brother from another mother.
I want to go back to how you're down playing Waffle House.
Hey, no,
I totally agree with that one. The All American is my shit.
You always get a show and food at Waffle House.
I love
Usually a
it,
fight or
yeah.
something.
Oh God, yes, yes. You get about 3:00 in the morning and you got some dinner and a show in Waffle House.
No, but you get what I was saying.
I know.
You
Yeah,
could go
yeah.
out to eat and get a great. I had the beef tips. What'd you call them? The
Steak tips.
Steak
Yeah.
tips.
Steak
Those
tips,
were
yes,
great. I had
yes.
those last Tuesday. A friend of-
Macaroni and cheese with
had
some
it had a little kick to it.
spicy.
Oh yeah.
The macaroni and cheese. I was like, ooh, there's a little kick to it. I don't know what
Right,
y'all put in
right,
there, but
right.
it was good.
Right.
It made me want to get another bowl. That's for sure.
Right, right. So they do a really good job.
You know,
Shout out to the chef. Who's that? Is that you?
Well, we'll create a menu.
Are you?
We got a whole bunch of
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
really?
great guys that run the kitchen, and I mean,
Really?
we've got an
Oh, yeah.
amazing staff.
Man.
Amazing staff.
So right here in Martinsville, Virginia, you have a chef that can because we travel all over the damn place. I mean, we were like Danville, Eden, Greensboro, and they say,
Eating.
wow, damn that
Just
man."
eating.
Just eating.
I've gained 60
Myrtle Beach.
pounds in like 3 years.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach, Hickory, Statesville. I mean, we've been all over the place and eating. And I would have to say that right here in Martinsville has got some of the best food that we've ever
Absolutely.
eaten.
Absolutely.
And I'm so blessed to be able to we quit this podcast or end the podcast, and then we get to go and choose where we would like to go. And so those have really stuck out to me. Wild Magnolias, and especially down there at Sportlanes. And we actually go somewhere else, and then was like, hey, are you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. So we're going to Sportlanes? Yeah, let's go down there. So we go down there and eat because we know we can have a beer and enjoy ourselves and actually get really good food.
And then they have karaoke. That
Karaoke
open
on
up
Thursday
Terry
nights.
Mike's.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That really
So
brings in a crowd down there.
It does.
That's great.
Yeah, we've had a really good time down there too. So, who comes up with the? You come up with the program, or how does that work?
As far as the entertainment,
Everything.
well, I mean,
Well, you guys got so much going on. It's just
right.
every-
It is.
It's a kind of a family deal.
Mutual,
We all
family.
get together and do it. I mean, it's greater than any one person can do. And
Right,
Amen.
right.
So we all kind of work in harmony, and it just works.
Right. And your wife, Tammy?
Yep,
Yeah, Tammy, she's part of the Martinsville Council.
she is.
And
She was
so-
supposed to be here tonight.
No, I know, and
she had
that's
to burn
great.
up the road to Blacksburg.
Yeah, and she does. I mean, she's.
But every time we've seen her, she's always got a notebook. She's always, she's
Fully
being
involved.
very polite and fully involved. But she's got like 5 other things going on at one time.
Yeah,
and,
very fully involved.
I have never to this point have met you, but you got your hands full with her too, right? Huh?
That's right.
I just got blocked.
You know that notebook?
Yeah.
One of those pages is my list.
Oh, I'm sure. She's a great woman. I just wanted to
is.
bring
You
it
can
up.
list off that too.
Oh yeah, I get my list too. Don't worry.
Yeah. She just always seems to be working, always seems to be doing it. But that's what it
So-
takes. I think a lot of people, they're lucky, or they've got it made, or they don't realize the work that you all put in.
Right, the ambition.
The
that you have
ambition.
to have.
Right. And I don't care if you're sick, I don't
Right.
care if you got a toothache, it's still got to go on. The show's got to
gotta
go
go on.
on.
That's right.
Shows
That's
going
right.
on.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And so something cool we try to do at Mags is we not only do we have over 180 bourbons, which is
Oh, wow.
crazy. Try to bartend with that. It's
that
trying to find a
does-
bottle is tough, but hey,
Right.
we're working on it. But we also try to make sure we have a unique variety of craft beer. I always try to go to Kroger or Food Line and see what's there, and not intentionally
Locally.
not buy that, so that I have a different option. So people, because
Right.
you can buy beer to go. So
Right.
if you even don't even want to drink it here, you can just grab a couple beers to go.
Man.
Get something a little different that you're not getting
Yeah.
at your local store.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Man.
That's great.
You got any Buffalo Trace in stock yet?
Oh yeah.
We always
I
have
think
Buffalo
that,
Trace.
yeah, that's
You
sitting
already
up
got
there
Buffalo
on the
Trace
right hand side on the third shelf.
Man, I'm telling you.
where that's at.
If you haven't tried, we have the Traveler as well, which is Chris Stapleton and Buffalo Trace's collaboration.
Really?
I couldn't. I don't think I could handle a collaboration. That Buffalo
Yeah,
Trace.
I'm
I mean, that
good.
thing goes down to my toes, and then I feel
does.
it come back
comes
up to my
It's-
head.
Everything's
Way.
warm. Your fingers are warm.
We'll
It's
have
like,
to try that out next time.
Right.
If you want to build real warm, Heaven's Door. It's Bob Dylan's bourbon. He made
look at
it's a
this man.
We're
4
knocking
proof.
on heaven's door.
That's a
Ooh,
bar-
we're knocking on heaven's door
That's a
over here.
bartender.
This
is-
bourbon. So I had a guy come in. We have flights, and he didn't know anything about bourbon. He was
Yeah.
not from America. He just wanted to try some American
Really?
bourbon. So he's like, "What's your recommendation?" So I made first one for him. He drank it. He enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So he's like, "I want to pick this one." So he picks Heaven's Door. It's 120 proof.
What?
So
Oh, Lord.
yeah, put hair in chest.
What?
He takes one sip and he was like, "Whew." That was his only words. And he just put it away and never drank it again. It's delicious for somebody that likes bourbon, but
Yeah.
it does got some heat.
Got to have the flavor too,
Oh,
It
yeah.
makes a major difference. And that's what, you're sitting there just talking to us like a bartender. And I greatly appreciate that too, because, I mean, when somebody goes in there and it's like, I don't even know what I want to drink or eat or whatever, you've always come up with the recommendations. Even before I got to know you, I mean, I think it's probably the 4th time I've ever met you in my life. But you've always been right there with it. It's like, man, what kind of flavor do you like as far as food, as far as drink or whatever it is? It's just like, try this other, some places you go, and we've noticed this 1,000 times that we've been riding together for over 7 years. We go to these places, and some people are like, it's just,
Here's your
you
beer.
don't know what you want.
Here's your
Yeah,
Jack.
here's your
Here's your
beer.
this.
And just
There's an experience that is when you walk into Wild Magnolias that's
Somebody's-
enjoyable.
Yes.
That you're having a conversation with somebody. Somebody wants you to try.
knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable about what flavor, what's that going to taste like, or how much much smoke is
Before I
involved
spend
in
that money.
right? And you
know.
guys have that. That's
Right.
That's amazing.
Well, I think that comes down to when, I was growing up, I always cooked for my little brothers because my dad always worked late and my mom was gone. So I always cooked for my little brothers, and I
Awesome,
got this
man.
passion for cooking.
Yeah.
And alcohol and food go hand in hand. You
They
can
do.
always tell what
Yeah.
somebody's going to drink by what they eat. If somebody's a little experimental on their food and what they want, or they want to, try something new,
Taste of the
usually they're
tongue.
going to be more open to trying something that I can
Right.
recommend.
That's
know,
awesome.
And
versus just a
it's
typical
great
beer
that you
layer.
have that knowledge, because I would come in and I like trying things. I want to try
That's what-
everything before I go.
yes.
Now, my wife, Katie, she
Ain't
doesn't
never
want to.
ate no damn
Katie-
octopus until
right.
this guy.
Katie doesn't want to try nothing. She wants to eat what she's always ate. She wants to drink what, and you
And
have to
that's
know
all
how to
good.
cater to them
That's
people
all
as
good
well,
too.
and you do.
Right,
and
right.
you do. Not only do you do, but your
Right.
staff does as well.
Right,
You know.
right. And then when you come in, and it's like, what was that? What the hell was the name of the octopus stuff you got me to
Calamari.
try?
Calamari.
Calamari, yeah.
Yeah, he's never ate any. So
I never
Oh,
ate
it's
it. He had me going.
I love it.
And it was like, you think that's good? Wait till we get on the East Coast where it's actually fresh. And
Yeah,
then
where
it's
were we?
old
We're like up
and-
in the mountains or something with some
yes.
frozen ass calamari. I was
Sit in the freezer
just
for 2
wait,
years.
right.
I
was
would
like,
never eat no damn octopus ever in my life. I thought I would eat some octopus, but we try different things. That's what he's just going through, and that's why it's good to have a brother. So you just kind of trust them, and my palate, what I'm going to drink, what I'm going to eat. So it's pretty cool, man. It is. It's
Oh yeah,
really cool.
I mean that's what me and my wife do all the time. We go to like Greensboro and just pick a restaurant at random,
Right.
and figure out what we want. I mean,
Right.
I'll go and look.
If
at
you don't
reviews.
like it,
Yeah.
you don't like it. If you do, you
Oh,
do.
yeah.
If you want to come back to it or whatever. Yeah. So what y'all brought a menu out here, or what do you want to talk about? I don't want to.
We just brought some menus, and, that way if you ask about some kind of food and we didn't get brain
Oh,
locked,
I got you,
couldn't
brother.
think about it.
Yeah.
But nothing really to highlight. But I mean, we could talk about a few dishes. I'd
Yeah,
love
Oh,
please,
absolutely.
man. Yeah,
Please.
absolutely. I want to get it because this is our last little bit we got
No, we
going
got
here,
like
and I
15
definitely
minutes.
want to promote y'all as much as possible. I know we've talked about other restaurants, but y'all, I mean, really.
Well, see, what's great about
we don't
this
highly recommend anybody, but we do recommend y'all. I mean, it's
What's great
delicious food.
about having you guys out is
Delicious.
we honestly go to your restaurant
Yeah.
to eat the food. There's a difference
You
between.
didn't pay to be on here.
Right.
You have never bought our meals.
We've
We
asked
just
you to come
actually
out
love
here
it.
because we
Right.
do love both places that
Right.
you own.
Right.
Thank you.
Love it.
Do
Thank
love
you.
it.
So
For real.
Wild Magnolia.
Yes.
Wild Magnolia it's not the plant. There's actually, if you want to be technical, I don't think there's any true Wild Magnolia. Wild Magnolia is
Backside of
it's-
Patrick Henry Mall.
It's one of the original Indian tribes that started Mardi Gras.
Really?
And so so our original connection is Southern and some Cajun in there. And, not everything on our menu is Southern and not everything's Cajun, but we have lots of little connections to it throughout
Right.
there. And if you notice, I mean, Cajun is spicy, and we have a little bit of spice in a lot of things. And
I was
we-
saying
very
about the mac
clean.
and cheese. I don't know what it was in the
And-
mac and cheese I had.
Yeah,
It
that's
was-
good.
It
the mac
was,
and cheese, that's as Southern as you get.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it, man.
And you
That
order
was the best.
you order cheesecake, which you think is New York, and
Right.
we put freaking apple butter on it.
Southern
hey,
hey, with some apple butter on it. I love it.
So,
Right. I love it too.
And I mean, there's some kind of Southern connection all over this menu, and it makes it fun. And
It does.
We've got some new exciting things coming. We've got some changes coming. Probably in the next few weeks. They're going to be pretty big and
Wow.
and fun, and give us some new energy.
You got any hints that we could have here live on the podcast that nobody knows
Magic,
about?
brother. He said magic. Magic. You got magic coming.
We're
Magic
you know,
Mike.
Maybe a
or
little
wait,
something. Magic. Oh, God.
wait, not Magic
Not
Mike.
Magic Mike.
Mike
Please,
Magic.
Mike
Or-
Magic.
There's a difference.
There's a big difference.
I think we're going to make some changes to kind of slowly evolve to cater to the younger generations.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I agree with
I
that.
don't know about that.
That way, we're gonna have
We're
a pronoun
gonna
for
have-
everything.
Prettier everything.
No,
gonna
a pronoun for everything.
Oh, pronoun.
We're gonna have
Oh, shit.
PB and J and some egg
Her.
rolls.
Hers PB and J.
hers.
Their PB.
There.
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 We.
No, we gotta
Z.
stay awake.
We
gotta
Z.
stay-
Z PBR.
We gotta stay awake. We had a guest on our show that we found at Wild Magnolias,
Yes.
and
She. Molly.
Molly,
She.
was the best guest that we've had. He came out here and played music, and
Yes, she did.
Nice.
and we talked about that. We talked about pronouns, and we got in depth a little bit. You could go back and check that
Right,
out.
because I mean, you know,
I wanted to be respectful, but I also I call him how I see him. So we had a discussion, and I think he appreciated that discussion, and that's what he wanted.
yes,
You know,
she did.
Awesome.
That's what he wanted to be able to just communicate,
Right.
and to explain the story, and we gave the platform to do it, and the respect.
Right.
I told him that I was going to continue to call him he,
Yeah.
just because that's how I know him.
Yeah.
And he was respectful enough to call him she.
Yeah.
And we all got along together.
Right.
And I think that that's what most people want.
They do.
I have met people in the world all over the place. And I have yet to meet somebody that has that much hatred that our society and our media is trying to prove that we are. I think everybody gets along with everybody.
I tell you,
really?
It's more of
The
in
media
the it's
turns
more of in the
everybody.
moment when you're in front of somebody.
Separate.
It's completely different than when you're online.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, or you're
Keyboard
texting
warrior.
or yeah,
well, you know,
exactly.
this conversation plays right into both Wild Magnolia and Sportlanes and Barbecue.
Awesome.
We have the most eclectic crowds.
You do.
I mean, we have people, 16 years old sitting next to people 70 years
So
old.
many different generations.
Every socioeconomic, every
Yes.
race,
Every-
every gender.
Right.
And every religion.
Yes.
Everybody gets along.
Right.
It's really crazy.
Because
It
nobody
is.
really gives a
You know,
shit. I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
Nobody really cares
Till somebody
about all
makes
this
a-
until somebody
makes a
makes
shit out of it.
And we got to be sides. We got to
Right.
be left, right. We got to be separated north, south. We got to be separated black, white. We got to be
Right.
separated gay, straight. We got to be separated. Everyone I've met doesn't give a shit about that.
Well, I mean, at the
So
end of the,
am I that lucky? Am I that lucky that I've only met people that don't give a shit about that?
Go to a big city.
Or
though.
right?
In a big city, a gathering spot is one sect of people.
Right.
Yeah.
But you come to a small town and everybody commingles and
Yeah.
cohabitates.
We've noticed
it's love.
that.
It's great.
It is love.
Two
It
weeks,
is love. I'm
2
so
weeks
grateful.
ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, Thursday night, we went over to Sportlanes. You have karaoke. The bar is open. I think people were still playing bowling, and there was a group, like you said, there were 21-year-olds, there were 80-year-olds, there were black, there were white, there was gay, there was straight, and everybody was just singing Miley Cyrus. Right. like everybody was singing.
They was, man.
everybody was
They
getting
was,
along.
yeah.
And if
That-
we could create those
And it
areas,
didn't make a shitting difference
if
to
we
anybody.
could create those areas like you have at Sportlanes, like you have at Wild Mag, and you have at Boys Holland, I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
We're all here.
Right.
You know?
Having a
And
good time.
my biggest thing that I've really worked hard with Mags is I want to be all inclusive, man. If you just
Yes.
want to come out and have a beer, you want to play music,
Right.
you want to read poetry, whatever you want to do, just come out and
I
enjoy
love
yourself.
it.
Have
I love
fun.
it.
You know, you're out. We're supposed to cater to you because you're out and spending your money that
Yes.
you've worked hard for.
Yeah.
We actually have
Just
had
enjoy
2
yourself.
guests. We had not the what's the last show that we had, the musician there.
We've had
can't
Pine
remember
Moon
his
and
name.
Above
Pine
the
Moon.
Fray, the ones that actually run the show.
Above the Fray has been out here.
Yeah.
Love Dennis
And they're
Cat.
Dennis
Yeah.
and Cat,
That's
they're
awesome.
awesome.
They actually run the show over there. Yeah.
They have been out here on our show.
Mm-hmm.
Pine Moon's been out here, and so is the not the preacher guy,
T-Bone.
James.
T-Bone was here too.
Yeah, T-Bone.
Tony.
Yeah,
T-Bone.
Tony was here.
Love
Yeah.
Tony.
Look at.
I love Tony. But
We're just hanging out at Wild Mags, grabbing your guys, so we could have a show.
then BTW gets them off of us.
That's right. We just keep on passing it down.
If you're praying for Wild Magnolia, it's a reason because everyone's there.
Yeah,
It is.
that's right.
I love it.
I love it.
I really do love it.
That's how I rate success.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
Community based. You
People,
you got to
just
sell food.
real
and you got
people.
real people. So hope to have you back out here, man.
Yeah,
if
I'd
you would.
love to come jam.
Because
You're
I
gonna
know
come out here and play some music.
we've
that'd
seen
be
him
fun.
out
Maybe
here.
we'll get Christian
We're
to
gonna
come
have a
out
whole
here and play
show.
some music too.
Whole show with David. Whole show with David. I'm looking forward to that. We're not
Amen.
wrapping it up yet, but I just
We're
wanted-
coming close, but
Yeah.
I would like to have you and your missus out here. She's a hoot.
She is.
She's wild.
And she's
we've
also
talked to her
Martinsville
twice.
City Councilman. We already said that anyway. But, I mean, she knows a lot about, getting into the politics of everything and also running the business and all that stuff. So kind of want to get her out here, too. Not that you don't know anything about it, but she just she amazed us. She's been very welcoming to us. How did we meet her? We went to Wild Mags and met her, didn't we?
I think she
Wasn't she
was
bartending?
She was no. She was enjoying.
Helping?
She was enjoying a meal.
Yeah.
She was sitting there doing paperwork. Brought out her notebook and she was sitting there doing work.
And just meet everybody.
Had something to eat, and we were sitting across the bar,
Right,
and
and
we're
boom.
eating. And next thing you know, we were talking to the owner of the place, and we didn't.
Right.
I didn't know who we were talking to.
Right.
And then she brought up you. She said that you were just over here, over there. You're constantly doing something.
Sportlanes, too.
Constantly. And then
we're like,
she
"What?"
introduced you, and then we started talking, and then we're just both him and I are just impressed with your hospitality in that place.
Right.
I hope to God he's paying you enough to keep you there. If
Yes.
he's not, Boyce Holland Veterinary Services.
Twice.
No, I'm
That's
just
good
kidding.
stuff, man.
I didn't know you took over Boys Island. That.
Yeah, lock passed. The family came in and shut it down. We have no doctor. We have no nothing. I worked there for 23 years under Dr. Boyce. All of a sudden, I was left without a job. At the time, I had 7 kids. I had one since then. So at the time, I had 6 kids.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6.
And
2020.
right, and COVID and all that stuff was going on at that time.
Major.
I was sitting there on the internet trying to figure out how to apply for unemployment, and I'm getting halfway through it, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, this ain't how it's supposed to go down. I can't go down like
That's
this."
all I've ever known and all I've ever done.
Right.
And you're my Chihuahua's veterinarian.
So,
Not a licensed veterinarian, but you are to me.
I got a hold of his family. We had one of his sons that wanted to continue as well. So Cody and I have decided that we were going to keep the place running. I ended up buying half of it off the family. That gave them a little funds to keep going because he still has he has 2 daughters that are at the time in middle school, elementary school.
Still.
He has young kids. So when he passed, that gave them a little, money to continue on.
Right.
And so now me and Cody and I are running the place. We have hired veterinarians that come in. Of course, him and I aren't veterinarians, so we had to
Struggle.
It's
To get
been rough. Right.
veterinarians from Blacksburg.
I'm
and
struggling
from
for the words just because of
Pennsylvania
how
County.
hard it was.
Right.
I tried to just leave that back there.
There's no veterinarians in Paget County, unfortunately. I mean, you got to get some Blacksburg, you got to get Christiansburg, you got to get Pennsylvania County.
And that's where we have vets coming from.
Right.
To
Right.
help us in our community.
And paying them a substantial, and they're totally worth it. They're totally worth it. But when you have people that get online on Google or whatever they do and start bitching about you, they don't have, well, damn, go out and
Lock Boys used
be a
to do
veterinarian
this,
and then
and
come
Lock
back to
Boys
Paget
used to
County
do
rule.
that, and,
Yeah.
we're-
Get to
our
the
hands
rule
are tied.
part of it. Right. Get to the rule part
So
of it.
anyways, yeah, so we've took that over and
Yeah, we're
What's
good.
Christian? Hey, Christian, you gonna come out and play
We're
some
good.
music?
Yeah.
All right, great. See how it is? Sure.
Yeah.
It's easy enough.
But anyways, we got the 2-minute warning
Yes.
again.
Thank you, brother.
I'm sorry we didn't get into your
I
menu
know.
enough. I'm
No,
gonna
no.
get into
sure.
your menu here in about
Amen.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Is what
We're
I'm
get
gonna
back
go
over there.
get that.
Thank y'all for coming out. Thank Tammy for hooking
Setting
us
us
up with
up,
y'all.
yeah.
Setting us up with everything. Hope to have you back out here. I think we
Yeah.
got a date set.
Yeah, May
We got a date
21st.
set. Yes, sir.
See,
hey, look
you
at
already
that.
got it.
Look at that.
May 21st.
Ready to go. So thank y'all. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
thank y'all for having us.
No,
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you
For
not
real.
only for being out here for what you do when we go out and have a drink or two.
Right, right.
But y'all be real and come on back.
Come on back. Appreciate y'all.